All right, I think we're live here. So I'm going to be using Screencastify to record my video. I tried to use Studio on the Canvas feature, like what was suggested, but I have a MacBook Pro, and Studio wasn't wanting to download into my software correctly. So I'm using Screencastify, and we're going to see how this goes. Welcome to my video. My name is Wyatt Gibson. I'm going to be teaching Weld 2A class this fall at Fresno City College, and it's going to be a hybrid course. So I was super excited to take this course and just get to learn some new tricks and features of Canvas and just really help prepare me to be welcoming and accommodating to all my students through Canvas and to help reach those students. So I've learned a lot so far in this course, and now I'm going to be going over my main topic that I wanted to focus on. I feel my summative and formative assessments are uh, definitely a strong suit in my Canvas page that I've created so far. So that's what I wanted to shine some light on during this video today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to be focusing on my SMAW introduction module. SMAW just stands for Shielded Metal Arc Welding. The students are required to go through some safety modules and take a safety quiz and then pass that before they can get started. And then they're going to go ahead and start with Unit 1. So Unit 1 is the principles of SMAW, and there's a PowerPoint that is linked into the page here. Um, and then they have to take a quiz. So you can see the link to the PowerPoint right here. They're able to download it through a PDF and then kind of go through it at their own pace. And then I like that, obviously, because if I was in a classroom setting, I would go through the PowerPoint with them. They would take notes. This way, they're able to go back through that PowerPoint and study as many times as they want to. It's easy to access, it's easy to find. So that's definitely a benefit to having it right here. And then at the end, they have to take a graded quiz, which is going to be 25 points for them. They're allowed to take that quiz as many times as they want, and I'm going to be able to see all their attempts. So, attempt one, they'll get a score, and then hopefully the idea is that they're going to be getting better because they're going to be getting feedback. I'm able to see that they're able to master it essentially. So, it's very important to be able to check for understanding. We could teach all semester long and we could go, 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 go. But if we're not stopping and checking for understanding and making sure that our students are actually comprehending the curriculum and content that we're trying to display and teach them, then we're not really teaching if we're not doing that. So, uh, kind of getting back on topic here, focusing on summative and formative assessments. This one is a graded quiz. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. It's really easy for the students to navigate through here. You go ahead and press next. All right, now it takes them right into Unit 2, which is SMAW electrodes. So just going into the properties of the electrodes, what they're made out of. There's a very detailed PowerPoint, again, right here. And then it's the same thing as the last unit. They're able to take that quiz. I'm able to get feedback directly and immediately on how they did. And then along with the students, they get the same thing. So one thing that this course kind of forced me to do is make sure that my information that I'm giving to my students in my PowerPoints and quizzes are scaffolded correctly in an order that makes sense. So that's the good thing about Canvas is you're able to kind of look at it in front of you and just always make sure that it's making sense to the students. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. This one clearly states the goals and then what they're supposed to be answering. So please make sure you receive the electrode tab. There's a link right there, easy for the students to access. There you will find helpful information to help you answer your questions. They get 10 points for completing it, but this is going to be obviously a formative assessment, not summative. It's just for the purpose of them getting better. It's not to give them some big old quiz, and they are allowed 2 attempts on that. And then I can give them feedback on their attempt. So if they go in and do an attempt, they need help, they can come to me, or I can see that they need help, and I automatically go to them. And then they're allowed to do their attempt number 2. So now we're in SMAW, different techniques. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out here so I'm not just going through and taking up too much of everyone's time. So let's go back to our module so I can kind of show you an overview. Um, this is my introduction to SMAW. So I went through and just made sure, like I said before, that everything was scaffolded in an order that would make sense and build upon prior knowledge for the students. Um, Creating a lot of hyperlinks for them to go find information, a lot of resources, and then having a discussion in there where they can interact with their peers. My lab is still in person, so they are still getting to see their peers and interact with them, and they're getting to come to me in person at least 2 days a week for instruction and questions. But it's still very important for me to make sure that Canvas could be accessed easily, and just trying to break down those barriers for their students. One thing that I'm going to go ahead and do before I publish my course is I'm going to go through and make it to where the students only have access to one module at a time. So when they first join, they're just going to be able to see the module zero. I want to make sure they're not overwhelmed with information. I think that was one takeaway from this course that I really appreciated and learned from is sometimes even us instructors that are however old can get overwhelmed by information. So when you have these college students, some of them that are barely just becoming adults, it's very important to make sure that they're not feeling overwhelmed by your class. And that if they do start to get overwhelmed, have an access and a way for them to be able to reach out to you to where you can answer those questions and hopefully put their mind at ease and just make them feel comfortable in your course. One thing that I think I would do differently, or not necessarily differently, but one thing that I want to continue getting better at throughout my course is just making sure that I'm giving feedback on all the assignments. I felt the distance education certification course that I'm in right now really did a good job of giving me feedback and giving me second opportunities to fix my mistakes and do the assignment correctly. And that helped me learn. If I didn't get that opportunity, they would have just knocked my grade down, and I would have said, well, there's nothing I can do about that. So I'm just going to move on. I'm not going to learn the concept. Giving them the second opportunity to get those points after they messed up makes sure or ensures that they're able to go back, do the work, and really learn the content. So student success is obviously what we're striving for here at all times. So we need to make sure that we are giving those kids that second chance and giving them lots of feedback and just staying on top of it and really being proactive as a hybrid instructor. Um, that's it for my video. I just wanted to focus on my summative and formative assessments, and hopefully I've done a good job of showing you through my assignments how I've scaffolded them into my Canvas. So thank you.